I love how giving importance to mindset is really important. That's something that I never thought of before, but after getting into the program, I felt like mindset is a very underestimated one. But really, we will have to focus on it, and for us to take an action, right? So that's one thing. It was very helpful, and from Palak and Niti, even from the starting, one of the reasons that I wanted to enter into the program is like I was able to resonate well with them. If you know people like you have done that, it gives you so much inspiration and courage for us to do the same thing.
Hey, this is Niti, and what you're about to hear today is a very special episode with one of the members from our portfolio program.
We call these Sensei Sessions. These interviews are designed to give you perspective about what you can achieve with the right strategies and execution.
I hope you enjoy this episode, and for free resources, check out our show notes section to see how you can build and scale your portfolio.
And hello, everybody. Welcome to another Sensei Session. I'm your host, Cheryl Tan, and I am so excited to share with you today the story of Karthika Loganayakan. Karthika, welcome to a Sensei Session. We are thrilled to talk with you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited as well.
First, let me just start and get an idea of what you do for a day job and what got you interested into real estate investing.
Yeah, sure. So I myself, with my husband and a 5-year-old kid, we live in West Coast area. So I work in one of the FANG companies as a senior data analyst for quite a long time, almost like 10 years now. I'm always curious about and also excited about is this real estate. Like I used to watch like HGTV, Property Brothers, etc. So it always excites me to turn something beautiful just like how you want at some point. So that's where my interest started. As such, from investing point of view, we had been buying at least a couple of rental properties here and there, but I also understood that it's not sustainable. Like we can only do little much as we grow, right? So that's where the challenge was. We were trying to find out what's the right strategy for us, if we can make it like a business as such. How do we scale was our biggest question. So it's kind of a very step by step process on how I landed with Palak and this program as such. There's a lot of analysis work that was done before, but I'm glad I jumped into the program and I was able to take action here.
We are thrilled to have you. So you live West Coast, right? West Coast.
Yep.
And where did you decide to do your investing?
So we decided to do it in Indianapolis. But for me, being in West Coast, everything beyond this point is out of state. So I had to do a lot of mindset shifting initially in the program before jumping into out of state. Like I had to convince myself and my spouse in saying that it's not going to work in the area that we are living.
So once you said, okay, Indianapolis, you're it. How did you find your team? How did you grow the people who would help you since you are out of state?
Yeah, so before even jumping into Indianapolis, I actually talked with a couple of realtors in each of this area to find out what it looks like. Some of them were really responsive, some weren't, but wherever I felt very comfortable, that's where I try to dig in more and see if I can build a team. In fact, picking up the realtors, I had to go through at least 3 folks. One was like, they are good for homeowners, like first time homeowners. Some are good for investors. One probably look like they're good for investors, but they don't know the area. So I had to at least jump 3 rounds of folks to identify who would be the right fit. And then I ended up in someone who can help for the investors, especially out of state investors.
So you find the property. How did you find the property?
I wanted to study the area itself by myself. At least I took some time just getting to know what would be the right purchase price for some of these, for each of those areas. I actually took similar examples and to the Sunday call with Niti, and I also understood, okay, this could be the right purchase price, etc. At least for a couple of weeks I did that exercise, so I know that I'm seeing in the right neighborhood and right price, etc. I didn't mean to offer it right away, but I just wanted to get a feel of, am I in the right track, right? So that's where I wanted to do that. It was just step by step process. And I wanted to be in the good neighborhood as such. I didn't I know there are places where there is really a good cash flow, but I'm very scared in some areas. So I want to stick to some places, even if the cash flow is lower, especially with the starting point, right? I just want to mitigate the risk in being good neighborhood. I find this as like a learning experience rather than just getting the best deal was not my criteria initially. So team and just the process was my first focus as such.
So where did and you knew that you'd have to put in some work in the home. Like that was the kind
Yeah.
of home you were looking for. Where did the whole GC, general contractor, construction company, how did they come into
Uh,
the picture?
I talked with at least 3 or 4 contractors and one referred by my realtor itself. But I felt like it's better to just go with one person, develop that relationship as you go. And main thing for me is being out of state. I felt like communication is the key. I want them to be communicative as much as possible, and also let us know what's actually happening and what we could expect, etc. That's where I landed to with one of them. Based on the properties, I felt like I should have at least 2 contacts so I can work parallelly with them, or alternatively based on the type of property and the project that we are going to choose. That was my goal. I still have connection with other 2 contractors in case if there is a any job that comes relevant to them, probably I'll shift it around. That's my strategy right now.
So you're in the middle of the rehab right now. Let's talk about numbers that you know currently. So when did you close on the property? What, if you're willing to share with us, what was the purchase price and kind of and how that all worked out, how the closing and things and all that happened?
So purchase price was around 85K. Right now, what I see is ARV should be 170 to 180.
Where are you in this rehab? Like what
Right
process?
now, it's almost 3 weeks, and I still have another 3 weeks.
Okay. Oh, so you're like almost halfway. Congratulations. You look very calm.
No, you should have seen me like 2 weeks back.
I was in the beginning. We'll check in with you in 3 weeks and see how
Yeah,
things are going. Okay.
yeah.
How has the portfolio program, how have Palak and Niti helped you through this process?
So couple of things, even from modules perspective, especially I love how giving importance to mindset is really important. That's something that I never thought of before, but after getting into the program, I felt like mindset is a very underestimated one, but really we will have to focus on it and for us to take an action, right? So that's one thing. It was very helpful. And from Palak and Niti, even from the starting, one of the reasons that I wanted to enter into the program is like I was able to resonate well with them. If you know people like you have done that, it gives you so much inspiration and courage for us to do the same thing, right? So that's one of the thing, and they're genuinely happy for each of us doing all of these small steps and getting that wins. I love how they are passionate and very patient, just answering the same questions. I've actually gone through the entire Facebook question answers. I've seen them the same question being asked 100 times. I actually don't even try to ask the same question again, but they're very patient and still answer those questions. Like they're really helpful. And I never miss that Sunday call. I try to just bring in my questions where I'm very anxious about, and whether it is positive or at least knowing that. They have also gone through that. So that has helped me actually.
Yeah, it's powerful. So
Yeah.
what has surprised you about this process?
Process definitely the hard money lending part, and how it works is completely new world. I know through concepts, but it's completely different than just knowing the concepts than actually doing it and seeing live. So that when you talk to the lenders, etc., I felt like we are opening up a complete different world where people are actually doing all these things that we are not aware so long. So that was like really eye opener, and it's good to know that there is a community and you can actually rely on them and talk in same terms, etc. So that was
It's
really helpful.
what happens after this? What is happening now? Are you continuing to look for deals to grow your portfolio? You're not stopping, are you?
No, I have. I decided to do 5 this year. We'll see how it goes.
What would you say are some of the biggest takeaways that you've received from the program?
From the program itself, definitely taking action and giving ourselves the time it takes to settle down on our anxiety and nervousness, that's definitely helpful. Just seeing others doing the same thing that you're trying to do is really positive. That gives you like so much of encouragement for yourself that you can do it. I loved all the questions that everyone bring it on the Wednesday and Sundays call. That used to be my helping point. Like I used to have the same questions, for example. So I always go back and check if I'm not able to attend the calls. That was really practical, right? Once you finish the module, you know what actually happening inside. So that was really helpful. And as such a program itself, it's helpful to talk to multiple other folks who are actually doing it. Like I used to talk with folks who has done one deal, two deal, for example. So they have a different perspective and they have crossed this bridge. So that's really positive to talk to them and see. Of course, they are scared, anxious when they do it, but they still did it. So I think we will have to just follow suit.
It's that positive peer pressure. If they can do it, I can do it too. And that's what people are looking at you as. If you can do it, then they can do it as well. Just want to ask you to fill in the blanks of this sentence. Before the program, now I. So I'm going to ask you to fill in the blanks to that.
Yeah. So before the program, I can say I was stuck in analysis paralysis and was trying also to find out the right rope to catch and climb higher. Right now, I can feel that I found the rope, but I will need to work to climb higher there and on the way learn a lot of things.
Congratulations. Karthika, thank you so much for sharing your story, sharing the ups and downs, and we're excited to catch up with you again once this is done and you're ready to do the next one. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
When you're ready to get serious, you can join us at theinvestoraccelerator.com.
It's like getting 1,000 episodes worth of information in 5 days, and it's everything you need to build your actionable plan to financial freedom and making work optional.